Flashes of global headlines scream, AI will replace millions of jobs and humans obsolete? A Reuters Ipsos poll shows 71% of Americans fear AI could permanently put people out of work, even as unemployment remains low. Panic spreads faster than facts, shaping public perception and driving sensational media coverage worldwide. The question is, how much of this fear is engineered? Screens show fake videos of executives, celebrities, and political leaders. A Guardian study reports industrial-scale deepfakes spreading across social media, deceiving millions and costing billions. Detection tools struggle to keep up, amplifying distrust. Fear grows as viewers wonder if AI is a tool of progress or manipulation. The line between reality and fabrication blurs. Corporate layoffs at Amazon, UPS, and Nike dominate headlines, often blamed on AI. Analysts reveal most cuts are due to economic factors, not automation. Yet media narratives latch onto AI as the culprit, creating a perception of unstoppable replacement. The disconnect fuels anxiety, turning AI into a scapegoat, while the technology is barely implemented at scale. Cut to interviews with millennials and Gen Z. A Harvard youth poll finds 59% of young adults believe AI threatens their future job prospects, despite many using AI daily. Fear exists in parallel with adoption, a psychological tension. It spreads like wildfire on social media, keeping audiences anxious, discussing, and returning to the same alarming headlines. Zoom out to economic data. A Federal Reserve report shows AI adoption has not yet significantly reduced employment. Companies are retraining, not firing. Yet public fear remains high. This gap between perception and reality is exactly how AI panic persists. Dramatic narratives generate engagement, clicks, and constant media attention, sustaining the engineered fear cycle. Newsrooms highlight the most extreme AI scenarios: mass unemployment, rogue machines, AI dictators. Studies show sensational headlines get 5 times more clicks than balanced coverage. Even when evidence is mixed, dramatic framing dominates. Fear sells. Viewers begin to associate AI with danger, not progress, as algorithms prioritize what keeps them watching. Big Tech carefully releases AI demos to fuel hype while managing expectations. OpenAI, Google, and Meta announce breakthroughs, but quietly test limits internally. Analysts reveal this strategy drives funding, press coverage, and adoption. Public fear skyrockets, while tech companies control the narrative. Every announcement is a psychological nudge. Humans respond more to fear than calm facts. Behavioral studies confirm that alarming AI headlines trigger stronger memory, engagement, and social sharing. The brain prioritizes survival signals, so viewers linger on stories of AI risk. Even neutral content seems threatening when framed with urgency. Fear becomes viral. Workers across industries report anxiety over AI's potential. Surveys show 63% worry AI could bias hiring or replace skilled roles. Yet macroeconomic data reveals AI has barely affected employment. The perception of threat outweighs measurable reality, feeding a cycle where fear drives attention and attention drives fear, independent of actual impact. Feeds fill with AI debates, warnings, and viral clips of mistakes. Algorithms favor engagement, amplifying dramatic voices. Even experts are quoted selectively to fit the narrative. Every like, share, and comment reinforces fear. Users are trapped in an echo chamber where every scroll convinces them AI is an imminent threat. Clips flash of AI errors, misdiagnoses, coding mistakes, or self-driving mishaps. Media reports focus on exceptions, not the millions of safe operations. A Harvard study shows sensationalized incidents are 10 times more likely to go viral than typical AI successes. Fear spreads faster than understanding, making rare mistakes seem common. An open letter signed by Elon Musk and dozens of AI researchers warns of existential risk. Headlines scream apocalypse. Public panic surges. While well-intentioned, these statements amplify fear among audiences who lack context. Experts caution that such warnings are about extreme scenarios, not everyday AI impact. Classrooms and online forums debate AI ethics. Students report stress over career uncertainty. A Business Insider poll finds 59% of young adults feel AI threatens their future jobs. Yet education about AI capabilities remains limited. The lack of understanding feeds anxiety, leaving viewers vulnerable to dramatic narratives. Companies tout AI breakthroughs in press releases, often exaggerating capabilities. Analysts note that hype drives investment and stock value more than actual performance. Fear, uncertainty, and curiosity (FUD) spread in tandem. The public sees headlines predicting doom while real adoption remains cautious and gradual. Macro labor reports show AI hasn't triggered mass unemployment. Yet surveys indicate persistent worker fear. This disconnect between perception and reality illustrates how narratives can engineer widespread concern. Even accurate data struggles to counteract emotionally charged stories in media feeds. Across the world, fears about AI and jobs aren't unique to one country. 27% of UK workers say they're worried their jobs could disappear due to AI in the next 5 years, even though employers point to increased productivity and skill growth. This gap between perception and economic reality fuels a global narrative of anxiety. Economists studying AI's impact on work find no clear sign AI is yet driving mass unemployment. Shifts in job mix and growth predate AI's recent rise. Academic research highlights notable change, but not catastrophe, raising the question, why does fear spread faster than evidence? A major Pew survey shows the public is far more worried than experts about AI's risks. About half of adults say they're more concerned than excited about AI, while only 15% of experts feel the same. This perception gap feeds headlines and fear cycles, not balanced discourse. Workers aren't immune to worry. A global survey finds 85% believe AI will affect their jobs in the next few years, though most are split on whether that's positive or negative. Even though opinions differ, the expectation of impact alone boosts attention and often fear-based sharing online. Academic studies reveal something striking. In research on public anxieties about AI, over 90% of people report job loss as a top fear, even in fields where automation isn't imminent. This emotional response travels faster than data and builds powerful narratives around risk and uncertainty. Feeds explode with AI horror stories. Every dramatic headline, viral clip, or deepfake gets pushed by algorithms. Studies show sensational content is up to 7 times more likely to be shared than neutral stories. Fear spreads faster than facts, creating a self-reinforcing loop where panic becomes more visible than reality. AI-curated feeds prioritize engagement. Research finds users are more likely to see content confirming their anxieties. So someone scrolling about AI will encounter repeated warnings of job loss, privacy invasion, and disaster scenarios, reinforcing fear even without real-world evidence. Major outlets often highlight rare AI mistakes, a misdiagnosis, coding error, or robot malfunction. A Harvard study shows 95% of viral AI stories feature exceptions, not average performance, skewing perception. The public concludes AI is dangerous, even though incidents are outliers. Letters from thought leaders like Elon Musk warn of existential AI risks. Headlines sensationalize them. AI could end humanity. While intended to caution, the public perceives imminent danger. Even researchers note these statements are about extreme possibilities, not current technology. Humans are wired to react to fear. Behavioral studies confirm negative, threatening information is remembered and shared more than neutral information. Dramatic AI warnings trigger stronger emotional responses, keeping viewers watching, sharing, and discussing, even if facts don't fully support the panic. Big tech companies carefully craft announcements. AI demos promise revolutionary capabilities, but quietly companies test limits internally. Analysts reveal that fear, hype, and curiosity drive engagement, investor interest, and stock value. The public sees headlines predicting doom while real adoption remains gradual, feeding the engineered fear cycle. A Pew survey shows half of adults fear AI more than they welcome it, yet only 15% of experts share this concern. People fear what could happen, not what is happening. This mismatch between perception and reality drives repeated media coverage, making fear more visible than actual AI progress. Workers across industries report anxiety about AI replacing them. Surveys show 63% worry about bias in hiring or automation of skilled roles, even in sectors where AI adoption is minimal. The mere expectation of change fuels online discussion, shares, and attention-grabbing headlines. AI-generated deepfakes flood social media, spreading false events, fake speeches, and manipulated finance messages. A Guardian study shows industrial-scale deepfakes now cost billions in trust, litigation, and fraud prevention. Even though most people never see a deepfake in their lives, fear spreads through the news cycle like wildfire. Younger generations use AI daily but remain worried. Harvard Youth poll finds 59% of young adults believe AI threatens their future jobs, despite AI's actual impact being minimal. Limited public understanding of AI capabilities allows fear narratives to dominate, keeping audiences engaged and anxious. Headlines scream, AI will replace everyone, while most workers report minimal impact. Studies show sensational stories are 5 times more likely to be clicked than balanced reporting. This creates a perception of crisis, with fear magnified far beyond real-world AI effects, keeping viewers hooked and anxious. Economists analyzing AI adoption find no widespread layoffs directly caused by automation. Yet, 85% of workers report worry about AI's impact. This gap between perception and reality fuels media narratives, shaping public opinion and making fear more powerful than facts. Social media amplifies every dramatic AI event: misdiagnosis, coding failures, rogue bots. Algorithms reward engagement, so negative content spreads faster than neutral or positive AI stories. Panic becomes self-perpetuating, making rare incidents appear common and real threats feel imminent. Corporate leaders strategically highlight AI risk while emphasizing caution. Statements from CEOs and thought leaders dominate news cycles, often without context. Public interprets warnings as immediate threats, fueling concern, discussion, and clicks, even when companies are still testing AI internally. Humans naturally prioritize danger signals. Behavioral research shows threatening information is remembered and shared more than neutral information. Every AI panic headline triggers stronger emotional responses, holding attention, increasing engagement, and making fear a driving force of online narrative. News stories highlight AI errors, rare mishaps, or sensational predictions. Research shows these stories dominate public perception despite statistical rarity. While AI operates safely in millions of cases, the audience sees only the exceptions, reinforcing fear and curiosity simultaneously. A Pew survey shows 50% of the public fear AI more than they welcome it, yet only 15% of experts share this view. The mismatch between expert assessment and public perception creates fertile ground for headlines, debates, and viral fear-driven content. Companies tout AI breakthroughs in press releases, exaggerating capabilities to drive attention and stock value. Analysts confirm this hype cycle fuels engagement. Even cautious AI deployments are framed as revolutionary threats, maintaining fear momentum across media platforms. Algorithms prioritize engagement. Viral AI content spreads rapidly, especially stories emphasizing risk. Users encounter fear-confirming content repeatedly, creating an echo chamber that reinforces anxiety and curiosity while minimizing exposure to balanced or positive AI news. AI-generated deepfakes proliferate: fake executives, political figures, and finance clips. A Guardian study finds industrial-scale deepfakes cost billions in fraud and litigation annually. Even viewers who never encounter a deepfake feel the fear via news coverage, amplifying perceived AI risk beyond reality. AI fear is no longer accidental, it's profitable. Media companies earn clicks, platforms gain engagement, consultants sell AI risk, and policymakers gain urgency. Studies show fear-based narratives outperform neutral ones across news and social platforms. Anxiety becomes a commodity, recycled endlessly, convincing audiences that danger is closer than it really is. Governments respond to public fear with rapid regulation. Lawmakers cite worst-case AI scenarios to justify emergency controls. Experts later note most laws target hypothetical future systems, not today's tools. Fear accelerates policy faster than evidence, locking narratives in place before reality can catch up. Venture capital flows toward companies promising AI safety, alignment, and control. Funding spikes after fear-heavy news cycles. Analysts confirm that anxiety drives investment decisions as much as innovation. Fear reshapes markets, rewarding those who amplify risk rather than those who quietly improve technology. Employees begin to self-censor, avoid career moves, or delay skill development. Surveys show many workers assume replacement is inevitable, even in roles untouched by automation. Fear changes behavior long before technology does, shaping decisions based on expectation, not evidence. Behind the noise, AI adoption is slow, expensive, and limited. Most companies struggle with data quality, integration, and trust. Economists confirm productivity gains are incremental, not explosive. But calm progress doesn't trend. Fear does. And so the cycle continues, louder than the truth. When fear dominates the conversation, it shapes innovation itself. Engineers design defensively. Companies move slower. Researchers self-censor. Studies show excessive fear reduces experimentation and risk-taking. AI doesn't just change society. Society's fear of AI changes how the technology evolves, often limiting what it could safely become. Ironically, AI fear often spreads through misinformation. Viral posts exaggerate capabilities, fabricate threats, or misquote experts. Fact-checkers struggle to keep up. Research shows corrections rarely travel as far as the original claim. Once fear is planted, it becomes resistant to evidence, thriving on repetition rather than truth. Every fear cycle creates winners. Media gains traffic. Platforms gain time on site. Politicians gain urgency. Consultants sell solutions. Entire industries emerge around managing AI anxiety. Meanwhile, the public remains confused. Fear doesn't need to be false. It only needs to be amplified to be profitable. AI successes rarely trend. Quiet improvements in medicine, logistics, accessibility, and research don't trigger panic. A system working as intended isn't news. Analysts note positive AI stories receive a fraction of the coverage of failures. Progress happens off-screen, while fear dominates the spotlight. If AI fear is engineered, repeated, and rewarded, what happens when the audience stops questioning it? The real risk may not be machines replacing humans, but humans surrendering judgment. Fear narrows thinking. And in that space, narratives decide the future before facts ever arrive. Crises fade, but fear lingers. Studies on public panic show once a technology is labeled dangerous, that label persists for years. Even as evidence changes, the narrative stays frozen. AI fear becomes cultural memory, passed through headlines, conversations, and assumptions long after the original triggers disappear. AI systems are difficult to explain. When people don't understand how something works, they imagine worst-case outcomes. Researchers confirm uncertainty increases perceived risk. The more complex AI becomes, the easier it is for fear to fill the gaps left by missing explanations. Repeated warnings slowly erode trust. Users question systems they rely on daily: navigation, recommendations, medical tools. Even when AI performs well, suspicion remains. Once trust is damaged, rebuilding it takes far longer than destroying it. Fear quietly undermines confidence in useful technology. While attention focuses on imagined disasters, real problems wait. Healthcare bottlenecks, education gaps, accessibility barriers, areas where AI already helps, receive less urgency. Economists warn that fear delays adoption where benefits are proven, creating a hidden cost measured in lost progress, not headlines. Fear didn't spread on its own. It was repeated, rewarded, and reinforced. Each share, click, and warning helped shape it. Understanding this doesn't eliminate risk, but it restores agency. The future of AI won't be decided by machines alone, but by which stories humans choose to believe. Fear creates the feeling of control. Warning labels, emergency panels, and urgent speeches reassure audiences that someone is handling it. Psychologists note this illusion reduces anxiety temporarily while reinforcing the belief that danger is everywhere. Control theater replaces understanding, and fear quietly becomes normalized. Every major technology faced this moment. Electricity, airplanes, the internet, all were once framed as existential threats. Archives show the same language, the same panic, the same predictions of collapse. AI follows a familiar pattern: fear first, understanding later. The cycle is old, even if the technology is new. In the modern economy, attention decides value. Fear captures attention instantly. Calm explanations do not. Platforms reward what stops scrolling, not what informs. As long as attention is monetized, fear remains the most efficient tool to capture it, regardless of accuracy. Experts warn the real risks aren't killer machines, but misuse, inequality, and lack of education. These threats are slow, systemic, and less dramatic. They don't trend. They require long-term thinking, not panic. And because they're boring to headline writers, they're often ignored. AI fear wasn't engineered to destroy humanity. It was engineered to capture attention, control narratives, and shape behavior. The technology will evolve either way. The question is whether humans will respond with understanding, or let fear decide the future before reality ever gets a voice.